The new OPPO Reno14 series has a few variants within it, and today we are taking a look at the Reno14 F, the affordable option in the series. At only 1,349 ringgit Malaysia, is the new OPPO Reno14 F worth the money? Let's talk about it in today's review. It's not gonna be long since this phone is a rather simple one, so hit that like and subscribe button and let's get into it. Starting with the design, the new OPPO Reno14 F comes in a very chic look that is clean, minimalist, and is available in a few different colors. The OPPO blue color has the fancy texture, but this glossy pink color is what we have here. And I think it's kind of cute. Is that even a proper word to describe it? I think that's how I'm gonna describe it. The rounded corners make it feel amazing in the hands as it is very comfortable to hold. And the camera bump is also very tiny and very flat. Let's talk about the cameras first then. The Reno14 F has two usable cameras, one main and another ultra-wide angle camera. We technically have a third camera here, which is a 2 megapixel macro camera, but the quality is, well, negligible, I'd say. Both the main and ultra-wide angle cameras are actually quite good. The colors are great and the clarity is also good, though the ultra-wide angle camera is always focusing at infinity since it doesn't have autofocus. Once we move to indoor shots, the ultra-wide angle camera cannot really keep up, but the main camera is great. As for night shots, the main camera looks great, though it needs us to stand about like 4 to 5 seconds there just to take this night shot. The ultra-angle camera cannot really keep up, but I don't really blame it since this place is nearly pitch black anyway. All in all, the Reno14 F has decent cameras. The screen is where things get a bit more interesting. This phone is using a 6.57-inch AMOLED panel with a resolution of 2372 by 1080 pixels and also goes up to 120Hz refresh rate. Despite being an AMOLED screen, the maximum brightness is only at around 888 nits in auto brightness mode. I know that's a very nice number, but that's the result we get. That's quite low, as most AMOLED screens nowadays can easily surpass 1000 nits. As for the color accuracy, the out-of-the-box settings is quite good. It will yield 99.4% of sRGB and 96.33% of DCI-P3 color gamut coverage. That's actually quite good, and do remember that having a higher DCI-P3 color gamut coverage means that the colors are more vivid. And wouldn't you know it, this phone is already using the vivid color profile by default out of the box. The software is basically the same as any other OPPO phones running on ColorOS 15. It runs well, has a lot of fancy animations without any lags, which is great despite its chipset, which we'll talk about later, and also has a lot of the same features as the higher-end counterparts too. As usual with any phones running on ColorOS, there are a lot of ads and pre-installed software that no one will actually use. I remember vividly that I unselected these apps to be installed during the setup process, but it will still install a bunch of these games anyway. So take some time to manually uninstall and disable these apps. Luckily, the app market can be disabled too, which is already a huge plus. Now let's talk about the performance. This phone is powered by the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, and this chipset is pretty old, I'd say. It is definitely sufficient for day-to-day usage, but when it comes to gaming, yeah, this chipset is very far behind. Future me here interjecting a little bit because I want to update you a little bit. There has been an update since we filmed this video, and now we can actually get Genshin Impact running at 60 FPS. Previously it was locked to 30 FPS and I had no idea why, but that has been fixed. But the issue is that this Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 is so old to the point that it cannot even reach 60 FPS in Genshin Impact with the lowest graphical settings. So if you wanna play the game, you can. It's just that the frame rate is not the best. Same goes to Xenosaga Zero as well, but you know, that game is just very demanding even on the highest end phones available today. Now let's talk about the battery life. The Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 is a low power chipset and it truly helps in terms of battery life. With the 6000 mAh battery in the Reno14 F, it can last for around 22 hours in our standardized battery life test, and that result is kind of to be expected. The charging speed is where things get weird, as OPPO decided to include their own proprietary 45 watts charger instead. Yes, only 45 watts, and it took about an hour to charge from 15% to completion. There is no option to speed up the charging in the settings menu, by the way, so this is what we have. When we used our own USB PD PPS charger, the Reno14 F only takes in around 26 to 27 watts, and it can charge a bit faster compared to the proprietary charger. This is an interesting result, and I'm glad that we don't have to take their own charger and cable to get fast charging. And a few more things to quickly speed run through. The Reno14 F is using a USB 2.0 port at the bottom and does not have display output via USB-C, has dual SIM card slots, and that's about it. I thought it also has an IR blaster at the top, but no, it is not an IR blaster. And that's basically it. There's really nothing out of the ordinary with the Reno14 F, and I think for the price, while it is a decent one, the chipset is a bit too old and it shows while you're playing games. Though if you're not playing games, then this phone is actually quite good. The software is good and the ads can be mitigated, the battery life is amazing, and the overall look and feel of the phone is also quite good. So let me know, what do you think about this phone, and will you buy it or not? Leave them down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.